Good afternoon from lovely Doomsday Corner. We are gearing up for our homestand doubleheader against the Florence Darlington Technical College Stingers. Our debut video audio stream of Lancers Live Baseball. My name is Nicholas Lawrence, and joining me in the booth today, calling color commentary and giving us all kinds of interesting facts, is Mr. Justice Knight. Say hello to everybody there, Justice.
It's nice to see you all and meet you all. My name is Justice Knight, and I'm here with Nick Lawrence, and we're going to be your commentators today.
Justice is a redshirt freshman for the Lancers. Tell us a little bit about how that works. Like, what for those of us who maybe don't know, what is a redshirt freshman, and how does that work at USCL?
So you preserve a year of eligibility by redshirting, and then after this year, I'll come back next year, and I'll officially be a freshman starting my 4 years of eligibility.
That is outstanding. We're also joined by our, not on the mic, but our tech guru, Blake Falconberry, has wonderfully set up the feed. We have Carter Cox joining us up here in the booth, just like we had last year. He'll be running the walk-up music, very important for these players. And as we set up, we have a very robust crowd filling in on this gorgeous day at Doomsday Corner. Today's game is a division rival opponent, the Florence Darlington Technical College Stingers. They are 13-6 overall. They are 2-1 in the conference, but they are very dangerously riding a 4-game win streak. And ladies and gentlemen, during those 4 games, their offense has been very, very impressive. Let's just go backwards. February 26th, Southeastern Community College Whiteville, 13-0. Flodar wins. February 25th, Francis Marion University JV, Flodar wins 11-1. February 23rd, Gaston College Rhinos, Flodar wins 20-9. February 22nd, also Gaston College Rhinos, Flodar wins 8-4. They did lose to the Rhinos in that opening game, but they, on February 18th, crushed Brunswick Community College 10-6. So overall, they are 5 out of their last 6. So they roll in here relatively hot, Justice. Meanwhile, USCL Lancer baseball team, we come in also at 2-1 in conference play, tied with Flodar there in the standings, but we're 5-10 overall. And we did lose our last game back on February 25th against Cleveland Community College. But we won our opening division rival series against USC Salkehatchie, taking 2 out of 3. Tell us a little bit about how you feel about USCL's baseball team, Justice, and what you're seeing so far from this young team.
We definitely have the talent, and when we put it together, we see good results. Today, our starting pitcher, CJ, he's got a 0.46 ERA on the year, just to pair it with 16 Ks. I mean, very impressive. If the offense can get behind him today, I think we'll win the game.
And, of course, he's talking about C.J. Lincoln, who, yes, is rolling hot right now. An interesting stat on our starting pitcher, C.J. Lincoln, that we'll see in the opening frame is that he comes in here with a .46 ERA,
yeah.
16 strikeouts, only 5 walks. That is an amazing walk-to-strikeout ratio. You know, Coach Calhoun's got to love that. You don't want to give away free bases.
Very impressive.
How about the mood of the team? You guys have been on the road for the last month. Justice, does it feel good to come home, play a division rival here at your homes? This is where you guys practice. This is where you're more comfortable. Tell us a little bit about that road trip and how it feels to be settling back in for a bunch of home games this month.
A lot of driving within the last couple of weeks, and, that just takes a lot of your day away. Being at Doomsday today, especially with the beautiful weather, it's just really nice to be home.
I love that. And, boy, this is a beautiful ballpark to be in. Looks like we've got some renovations going on at the field. Looks like they're renovating for better restroom facilities. But there's still easy entrance into the gate, plenty of seating. I see somebody's got a beautiful lab with her. I've seen a couple of kids running around. Everybody's dressed nice for the spring weather, nice and comfy. And I just think it's kind of a festive environment. We got the head coach of the USCL volleyball team selling concessions as well down here, Justice. It looked to me like we got nachos, popcorn, and maybe some frozen ices. I don't even know what all we got going on down there. But if you do come on up to Doomsday Corner later, check that out.
I don't know. I'll tell you, those nachos are really good.
Have you had some of Mike's nachos before, Coach Mike?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So what you're going to do is you're going to hit the play button.
Meanwhile, a couple of other statistics about Florence and Darlington that we'll share with you guys. We talked a little bit about their offensive juggernaut. They roll in here just with an RBI machine and Devin Mitchell, who's going to be hitting third. Mitchell, even though they've only played 19 games overall, has a rather eye-popping 17 runs batted in. And Zach Hunt with 18 RBIs in the same time frame. He's only played 15 games, so these are some productive hitters as we see CJ take the mound to throw some warm-ups there. Justice, tell us a little bit about the kind of pitches we're going to be seeing from CJ today. Power pitcher, finesse pitcher, how does he like to operate on the mound?
A little bit of both. He's able to run his fastball up into the mid-80s, and he pairs it nice with a good off-speed, good three-pitch mix, changeup and curveball. He's really effective at getting ahead of counts, and if he can do that today, he'll have a lot of success like he has.
Relatively tall left-handed pitcher.
Yep.
And on the USCL baseball page, on our own website, that is, we have some information about our roster. I'm going to look up Mr. Lincoln, see what these players are invited to share things about themselves. CJ is 6'6", Justice. My goodness, 255 pounds. That is bringing some serious heat there. He is from Aiken, South Carolina. Let's see what other kind of information we can learn about him here. Looks like he chose not to name his favorite food or hobbies. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about that kind of stuff. You got any fun stories to share about CJ? What about a favorite food or a hobby you've caught him into or something like that?
He is a die-hard Commanders fan. When they had their little playoff run, man, he was having some excitement.
The Jaden Daniels-led Commanders, huh? Yeah.
Very exciting team.
That is something that Justice is going to bring to the table for the whole season. Okay, it looks like we're getting ready to start here with number 5 for Florence Darlington. Campos is going to be leading things off. Josh Campos. And so let's see what unfolds here as CJ prepares to get us going today. And that is going to be low and outside for ball 1. Poured that one in for a strike. Looks like CJ's or Josh is batting. Josh is batting 308. That'll be ball 2 there, with a very impressive on-base percentage, Justice, of 455. That one's going to be in the dirt. That's going to be ball 3. We come to a 3-1 count here. Campos making him work a little bit.
Just high. Oh, no, he'll call it for a strike.
Ooh, a little delayed action from the umpire there, but I like it. It looks like he caught the corner, do you think, there with that?
Yep.
That'll run the count full. Ooh, there's a drive to left field, and is it caught?
And they're going to call him out. What a catch.
And tell us a little bit about our left fielder there, Justice.
You know, I've seen him make some all-star plays in practice. He's kind of known for having those diving plays, so it's funny that the first one finds him in the game.
Now, who is that we have in left there?
You got Sebastian Cazorla.
Sebastian Cazorla. All right, that's beautiful. And so what a great catch to lead off, a little diving grab. Next up, we have Zahner. That will be Jake Zahner coming in with a 346 average and a 526 on-base percentage. So very dangerous hitter here as he takes ball 1. Ooh, he poured that one into the corner, though, for a strike.
Another good pitch. They're going to say that one was a little low.
Yeah. Okay, a little dribbler in the hole there past the second baseman. That'll be a base hit for Zahner. That will bring up Devin Mitchell, of whom we spoke before, boasting number 8, boasting a 400 batting average, 17 RBIs, and an on-base percentage of .517. So let's see if CJ can get us out of a little bit of a rally going on here.
Good first pitch.
Yeah, that was definitely, he got him with that one. Very good. Lincoln settles in. Ooh, the pickoff.
Ooh, good pickoff move.
Almost got Zahner there. Caught him leaning. Left-handed pitchers notoriously with the good pickoff moves, right?
Yep, CJ's got a really nice move to first.
Let's see if Zahner relaxes a little bit on that lead. There's a little dribbler to short. Let's see if we can get 2 out of this. There's 1. And there's 2. The double play. And the Lancers, that was a 4-6-3 double play there. Very nicely done. Excellent work by Lincoln. And, you know, Justice, one of my favorite things about this team is the way the whole dugout comes out to congratulate guys after successful innings. Very nice.
Yeah, Calhoun definitely preaches unity and making sure that we pick our guys up with success and even when they're down, too. It's just something that he's always made sure is important.
Love it. Of course, as we prepare to hit, I'll just tell you a little bit about our first hitter here. Our leadoff hitter is going to be Isaiah Lutz. Isaiah comes in with a .356 on base percentage, and let's see if we can learn anything about him on our hallowed website.
Yeah, Isaiah's a really fast second baseman. He's got some wheels on him.
Love that. He was part of that incredible double play that we just saw. Isaiah is from Elwood City, Pennsylvania, it looks like. And so you heard Justice talk about his speed a little bit. He says he has also, perhaps our bios aren't all the way filled in. This is something you guys, I'm just noticing that maybe no one had a chance to fill these in yet on the website. This might be something you take a look at before we live feed again. Get some of these guys to fill in their preferences. Let's see here. So we're going to be leading off with Lutz, though, and on the mound for the Stingers is Prisco. Who we learned a little bit about him, didn't we, Justice, just before the game?
He's actually committed to South Carolina right now. He's had a very dominant season so far, and his start has been really good. A lot of Ks, low walk ratio.
3-1 to be exact on the record, and he does have 21 strikeouts to only 9 walks. That is indeed, anytime you're doubling up your strikeouts to walk ratio, you are impressive indeed. And so let's see. He too is a left-handed pitcher, so it looks like we've got a duel of southpaws today, which is very nice. Here comes Lutz. Let's see if USC all can get something going early here. Prisco pours one in for a strike. Is it 0-1? Lofted in the air, lazy center field, and that'll be 1 down there. That will bring up Caden Barron. He comes in hitting .280 with a .383 on base percentage. What do you know about Caden there, Justice?
I actually watched him hit a ball out of this park, and it almost went over the trees from what it looked like. So he's got some power.
starts off with a ball for Barron. Little chopper down the third base line. Difficult play. Looks like they got him. Okay. That will bring up Finn McLaughlin, coming in with a 457 on base percentage. He is our designated hitter. He's got 3 home runs on the season and 548 on base percentage. He's kind of rolling there, Justice.
He's been slugging.
About Finn.
Yeah, he's leading our team right now with 3 home runs. He's been crushing the ball.
Love to see it. Would love to see him get a hold of one here into the beautiful Lancaster sky. He backs off a little bit and organizes himself. Prisco ready to deal. That is
it's a good hack.
That is in there for a strike. Prisco in the windup. That's driven to center. That's in the gap. It's gonna be extra bases perhaps. There goes McLaughlin to second, and we have a double by Finn. Excellent work there. Now, Luke Garabedian, our first baseman, will come to the plate with a man in scoring position. Luke is hitting .319 with a 443 on base percentage, and he is a returning player. He's a sophomore this year, Justice.
He's actually leading the team right now in RBIs. Well, he's tied with Barshaw, so RBI right here would be nice.
Let's see what Luke does. Oh, that's behind him. Prisco perhaps a little rattled on that pitch. Right. McLaughlin surveying the scene, taking a little bit of a lead there. Prisco deals, and that is sharply fouled down the first base line for strike 1 by Garabedian. We are now knotted at a 1-1 count. McLaughlin trots back to second. Luke digs in. And that is a hit batsman. So that will bring runners for second and first for Brady Knuckles, number 38. Brady is, wow, he's hitting .348 with a 429 on base percentage. Right fielder. Tell us a little bit about Brady there, Justice.
So Brady actually transferred here from Fullerton, and he's been having success so far.
That's outstanding. Right-handed hitter. That is inside, looks like, for ball 1 on Knuckles. Great last name for a baseball player, man. I mean, come on. That's right down the old stovepipe for strike 1. Prisco beginning to mount up some pitches here, though, Justice.
We'll see how long he can take it into this game.
Yeah. Some disciplined at-bats here, I think, would be good for our guys. That is in the dirt. McLaughlin breaks for third, and Garabedian takes second. So I don't know if they're going to rule that a wild pitch or a passed ball. What did that look like to you?
You know, it's kind of, you got to give these catchers some lenient. I would give it a wild pitch.
Okay. You hear Justice how he would score it. We'll see how it's officially scored. But Knuckles now with 2 men in scoring position and a 2-1 count. Either way. And he hammers one in the gap. That's a base hit on the left fielder, boots it. Here comes Garabedian. That's going to score 2 runs. And the Lancers take a 2-0 lead. What a hit by Knuckles. Yes, sir.
Beautiful swing on the ball, drives in 2 runs.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about that swing. That was just, that was so pretty.
He actually hit it with some velo behind it, bumped off the left fielder, and allowed the second run to get in.
And I loved the spirit with which our guys ran the bases. And so now Knuckles takes first, and that will bring up Mr. West. It is Zach West. He's hitting .258. 378 on base percentage, also quite impressive. Let's see if Mr. West can make some magic here. Oh, drilled down the left field line. Tell us a little bit about Zach West there, Justice. What kind of player he is? He is our third baseman.
He's also a transfer student. He's just an electric guy, fun to be around, always the life of the party. Just a nice guy all around.
That's fun. I bet you've got some stories there we can explore as we move on. Squibbed foul. That'll be strike 2. He finds himself in the hole now, 0-2. But boy, it sure looks to me, Justice, like our hitters are locked in on Prisco's pitches. Like they're kind of on the button with these.
Yeah, they're seeing the ball spin well and reading
grounder
it.
to short there. Let's see what happens here. Okay, and that'll end it with a ground to short, but not before. We strike for 2 runs to take a commanding 2-0 lead at the end of the first. So, Justice, tell us a little bit about the season overall. Now that we're here in the, you guys are, overall you're looking at a 5 and what is it? A 5-10 record. So this has been like an up and down season, but then took some big games from Salk. So, what do you think? Is it a learning experience you guys are going through right now? Like, what would you say is happening there?
Calhoun always preaches unity and growth, and he says just it doesn't matter where you start, it's where you finish. And after our little slow start, he kind of rallied us. We had team meetings, practices every day, and he pushed us and told us what we're capable of, and hopefully we can live up to the success we can have.
I can testify to that achievement of unity. Just as a faculty member here at USCL, I'll often walk in the Founders Hall and see a lot of these players palling around in the lobby, enjoying each other. They're certainly a fun-loving group of guys in terms of how they carry themselves in classes. But you do seem to genuinely enjoy being around each other.
Mm-hmm.
As we make this move into the second inning, let me remind everybody, you're watching our stream on YouTube, but if you have comments or questions, you can pop them on that Facebook link, and we'll see them and respond. We sure hope you're enjoying the stream so far, and if you're in the neighborhood, please feel free to come on out to Doomsday Corner and join us on this lovely March 1st day. And it looks like we're ready to commence some action with number 25, Zach Hunt, for the Stingers. He comes in with a .391 batting average and a .481 on base percentage, so a challenge here for Lincoln. Let's see what happens here. Lincoln deals, and that is going to be ball 1. The second pitch, right down the old pipe. That'll even the count at 1-1. Nice heavy fastball he's got there, Justice.
It's got some nice top spin to it, yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, did he get the corner there? No, sir. All
Good spot, but doesn't quite get it.
Yeah, that was maybe squeezed him a little bit on that. We don't want to complain too much, but that is going to be outside. We're now looking at a 3-1 hitters friendly count. Let's see how CJ chooses to play this. Mr. Hunt does have 4 home runs on the year, so Lincoln might be being a little careful. Big cut there, but he comes up empty. That will fill the count at 3-2.
And there's that good off speed that he knows he has.
Yeah, that's a nice thing to be able to turn to, isn't it, when you've got the big fastball. Hammered but foul down the left field line. We stay at 3-2. CJ collects himself a little bit over there. Probably reminding himself of some scouting. That is going to be outside, and so Hunt will draw the walk. That will bring up number 4, Patrick Evans. Patrick Evans, the third baseman, comes in with a .309 batting average. He does have 10 RBIs, so something to look out for there. Moving runners around. Let's see how CJ deals with this right-handed hitter.
Again, good off speed, good
nice
ahead.
Off speed. Yeah, baited him into a ground ball foul backwards there. to take the lead 0-1. And there's that pickoff move we were talking about. Has he gotten anybody yet this year with that you know of?
He might have gotten one early in the year, one of the first couple of games, but he hasn't let too many runners on base, which is nice.
Yeah, we like to hear that. Squares up for a bunt, and it looks like that maybe is just going to land in the perfect spot. Yes, it just died right there. We're going to call that a gentleman's single. That'll bring up runners on first and second for Harold. Gabe Harold, number 3. He's batting .281. Ooh, he has 12 RBIs and a .400 on base percentage. Looks like there's shortstop there. Also digging in right-handed. Let's see how Lincoln handles a little bit of trouble here in the second. Also squares bunt. Third baseman charges. And nothing. Oh, goodness. A couple of bunt singles. Wow.
Florence Darlington taking advantage of that small ball tactics.
Yes.
See if we can make an adjustment.
Yeah, that'll bring up Jackson Proctor, the designated hitter. Proctor's hitting .263 with a .417 on base percentage. Yeah, a left-handed hitter here. That's not really something you can defend against, is it? I mean, you know, those are just some well-placed bunts there. Frustrating for all concerned, but let's see what we can do here. Lincoln pours that in for strike one to get ahead. That's how you get started, exactly. That's one way to negate these bunts, is to get some strikes early.
Yep.
Big cut there, comes up with nothing but air, though. Proctor now in the hall 0-2. So Lincoln is ready to deliver. Proctor steps back in. Lofted foul. Left. Base is still loaded. No outs, though. A dangerous situation here. It'd be nice to perhaps induce a double play here. A nice clean ground ball.
Another good curveball.
Yeah, chopped foul. It's going to bring Mr. Lincoln up to 25 pitches total. Still looking pretty good there. Proctor's ready to go again. I do think that off-speed pitch sort of got him a little bit there, off balance.
Yep.
That's wide and outside. The count is now 1-2. Chopped foul down the first base line. We got a little bit of a battle going on here, Justice. One of my favorite baseball dynamics is to see this kind of thing where a pitcher and a hitter are sort of figuring each other out. A lot of foul balls.
I can tell you it's very frustrating as a pitcher when they keep fouling that ball.
Yeah. That'll be outside to even the count at 2-2. It definitely is one of those things where a hitter is just waiting for his pitch. He's spoiling good pitches.
Yep.
And it is frustrating from a pitcher's point of view. And Coach Calhoun there near the dugout exhorting CJ to dial in. And that looks like it barely missed. The count is now full with ducks on the pond.
It's a great pitch. You just didn't bite.
Yeah, that was close.
Great pitch, and he gets him.
Made him just swing his zip. That'll bring up Cianek. Base is still loaded, of course. Cianek is the catcher, it looks like. Jackson Cianek, he comes in hitting .368. With a .455 on base percentage. You're hearing some pretty gaudy numbers explaining why Flodar has been scoring some runs. We'd love a ground ball here, wouldn't we, Justice?
Nice little double play. Oh, the ball's going to get past
This one
him.
gets past, yes. That is a wild pitch that's going to score a run. Looks like it's going to score Hunt. Runners on second and third now with one out. Frustrating, but these things happen. They tattooed that one to center. And that will clear them all. A 3-run dinger for Sianik to practically dead center, Justice. He did get all of that one.
Yeah, that's one of the disadvantages of playing at Doomsday as a pitcher is we don't have the longest and biggest field, so sometimes those balls get up there and they just carry out.
Yeah, and that one he certainly took for a ride. That will give Flodar the 3-2 lead, and it does clean the bases as we look at Garcia coming in now. Diego Garcia, he is batting 185, the second baseman, with a 333 on base percentage. Let's see if CJ can settle down a little bit here, Justice.
That's going to stay fair.
Fair ball to deep right field. Garcia digging for second, and there he will stay. All right, Lincoln perhaps a little bit rattled at this point. Let's see if we can't. We come back to the top of the order now with Campos. With a runner on second and one down still. Swing and a miss for strike one. Sure would be a good momentum builder here to record this out. And they do go for pickoff, but for now we're down 4-2.
Yeah, trying to maintain that runner at second and not let another run score.
Yes. Yeah, you definitely don't want him moving to third unencumbered. Count is now even. 1-1 meanwhile. Our shortstop dances back. That was a nice little
good pitch, yep.
Curveball there. It felt like I saw some break on that.
Yeah, nice curveball at the top of the zone.
Yes.
It's good placement.
That'll bring Campos now to 1-2. Campos flied to left last time, pretty dramatic out. That is a fair ball, hammered down the left field line, though. That is going to score Garcia. And advance Campos to second, and suddenly we have an outburst on our hands as Campos drives in the run, and we are now looking at a 5-2 deficit with Zahner coming to the plate. Zahner singled his last time up. Let's see if Lincoln can settle down a little bit here.
He's going to call that at the top of the zone.
Yeah, called that high. Zahner up 1-0 right now. That one's going to miss low, I guess. That'd bring us to a 2-0 count. That's down the old stovepipe there. That'll bring it to 1-2. Or 2-1, excuse me. Very inside for a 3-1 count.
And this is where it's important for a pitcher to battle right here because you do not want to let that runner get to first. See if he can battle back with some strikes.
Yes. But it is not meant to be. We're going to draw a walk there for Zahner. And now Mitchell comes up with runners on first and second. Mitchell grounded into a double play last time, but he is having a remarkable season with 17 RBIs overall, hitting 400. Let's see, and it looks like we're going to have a conversation here, sending out the assistant coach and the catcher is going to come out to converse. Tell us a little bit about what happens in these conversations from a pitcher's point of view, Justice.
It's usually used as a coach just to kind of calm the guy down, give him a chance to breathe, give him a few tips on what he thinks he could fix. But you don't want to tell him too much and overwhelm the pitcher, so mostly it's just a breather.
Chance to just slow the action down a little bit. If they wanted to get some bullpen action, this also buys time there, would you say? Like, yeah. And maybe just kind of slow down the momentum for Flodar a little bit. Let the hitter think about it a little bit longer.
Exactly.
Yeah, I could see all kinds of benefits to this. As it looks like we're about ready to go, though. CJ now up to 43 pitches on the afternoon. Right, runners on first and second is our situation with Mitchell digging in. And that is going to be called, I guess, low for ball one. As lofted into the outfield, or left fielder incoming. That will drop. A little blue pit, really. That'll load the bases up for Hunt again. Hunt walked in his first at bat. A little bad luck there. Just landed where they ain't. You say, Justice? I mean,
good job by CJ to get the missed contact, but it's just unfortunate where it lands.
Yeah, it just landed right in front of our guy. Big part of baseball, putting them where they ain't.
Yep.
But sometimes you just wish you had a little bit better luck there. And so the first pitch to Hunt is outside for ball one. Difficult half-second inning here for CJ overall. And
another good pitch, just doesn't bite.
Yeah, that'll run it to 2-0. I mean, Flodar striking me as a to Hunt. Flodar is striking me as a remarkably patient offensive team. They seem willing to make the pitcher throw some pitches, don't you think, in order to get the one they want. And that's laudable. That's something you like to see just as a fan. Ooh, that's poured right down the middle, though. That should run the count even to Hunt. 2-2 now. That pitch meant business.
Got him. Pitch. Gets him.
All right. Got him looking. That is some help. Bases will stay loaded for Evans. Evans singled last time up and then scored a run. Let's see if we can't. That was this inning. Let's see what we can do with him here. Lofts that one. Looks like it's going to be way foul for a first strike. Get ahead of the count. Got to like that.
Good start.
Yeah. Yeah, let's keep it here. CJ settling in again. Evans digs. Ooh.
Good pitch.
Ooh, yet another just on the corner, I guess, or off the corner from the umpire's perspective there. That'll run us to 1-1 for Evans. No doubt about that one, though. Poured that one right down Main Street. No, 1-2 count now. Lincoln ahead in the count, 1-2. And he got him swinging, and so that will bring this half inning to an end. You know, those leadoff, those early bunt singles really seem to be the damage there, Justice.
Yeah, when you bring in the third baseman, I mean, that's usually what you use to combat that, but then you also run the risk of leaving a spot exposed. Plus, from the right-handed hitters, I mean, that ball comes quick, so it's a little dangerous.
While we're waiting to hit, let me just tell you guys, don't let an injury hurt your game. The MUSC Health Sports Medicine team of physicians, athletic trainers, and physical therapists evaluate and treat athletes of all ages. Go to muschealth.org/sports to learn how they can get you in the game with 3 convenient locations in Chester, Indian Land, and Lancaster. Our team is dedicated to providing you the excellent care you deserve. Your MUSC Health Sports Medicine team for today's game is our athletic trainer. What is her name again?
Caitlin.
Caitlin, that's right. And orthopedic, and then we have MUSC Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the new team in town. And we will be hitting now, of course. We're going to be bringing up Gilden here in a moment. He'll be getting his first at bat of the day. Let's get some of these runs back, Justice.
See if we can come to a strong start of an inning here.
Aaron Gilden, right-handed hitter, comes in hitting .391 with a .400 on base percentage. So he is having a solid offensive year. Looks like he's playing catcher for us today, yes?
Yep. He's also got some power in batting practice and practices. He's always putting balls out.
That would be awfully nice. Let's see. Prisco had a long time to think about things in between innings there. Sometimes that can be a little difficult on a pitcher, right? When you have to sit that long. Let's see if we can't make something happen here in the bottom of the second. That is inside on Gilden for ball 1. Driven right to short, but right at him. Hit it hard, hit it right on the nose, but no dice there. That'll bring up the left fielder, Cazorla.
Yeah, Cazorla had a nice catch to start off the game in left field.
That was really the play of the game defensively. He stands in now with 1 down. And that is ripped in right over the second baseman's head. That'll be a base hit for that young man, for Cazorla, Sebastian Cazorla. Very well done there. What kind of speed does he bring to the table there, Justice?
Oh, he's a great base runner. He's got pretty good speed, but his reads are very, very good.
Okay. That'll bring up Jonathan Barshow. Jonathan's stats I'm finding for you. He's batting .240 right now. He is also our center fielder. Let's see if he can't make something happen here. He takes ball 1 there. I've had the good fortune of teaching this young man a couple of times, and he's an excellent student. Very personable young man as well. That pitch had some serious break on it, but it did not catch the strike zone. So 2-0 now to Barshow with a runner on first. Cazorla taking a fairly conservative lead. That will run it to 3-0. What do you think here? What kind of strategy does Calhoun go with here? Does he like to let guys swing 3-0? Justice, what do you say?
You know, some guys have the green light. If they see their pitch, they're allowed to just take a nice hack at it, so we'll see.
That was right down the middle for a strike, but yeah, I think when you're down 3 runs, you're more interested in base runners than the giant cut right now. The 3-1, still very much a hitter-friendly pitch. That is a grounded straight at the shortstop. They may get 2 out of this. They will get the double play. Well, I thought that Jonathan hit that one hard, Justice, but it was right at our guy, their guy. That'll end the second with your score. Florence, Darlington, the visiting team 5, and your USC Lancers 2. Tell us a little bit about what you're seeing so far, Justice, that we maybe haven't talked about yet.
You know, we started off good. We're able to put up a 0, then come back and put up 2. We just had that little kind of a mistake of an inning where we let up a lot of runs. So if we can kind of just claw our way back and then kind of maintain damage, we should be fine.
You like to, you want to minimize that damage for sure. Lincoln comes back out, just kind of keeping the lead here, staying within 3 runs. Is definitely the goal. I think we're going with here. It's still very early in the game, of course, only in the top of the 3rd, but you want to sort of hold the line here. Flodar, meanwhile, will be leading off with Harold. He'll be coming up for their frame of the third, and Harold singled and scored a run in his most recent at bat. But Lincoln's getting his warm-up pitches in first. Looks like the umpire has given the word. Does indeed step in. A little bit of an infield gathering there. Guys getting on the same page for the Lancers. Let's see what CJ's got rolling here as we move into the top of the third. Thank you. We just got word that we've got 105 people in the crowd at this game already. That is a very impressive number, and that will even the count at 1-1. And I would love to see more come out. It's a beautiful, lovely Doomsday Corner. Broke 100 today. Justice, what do you think about that? That's got to make the guys feel good.
Oh, yeah. A lot of support from the fans.
Tattooed to short. That'll be out number one. Tell us about that, how the players feel about getting a good crowd like that.
You know, the more you see that royal blue, you just feel like you have more fans and more support, so it's a nice cheer.
This will bring up Proctor, who struck out with the bases loaded last time. We'll see if we can have similar fortune this time. The umpire, somebody called timeout there. It looks like it was Proctor. I have a little bit more to say about attendance in just a moment, but it looks like we're coming back in. CJ settles in. And that's right there for strike one. Nicely placed there. Yeah, as a pitcher, is it hard to shake it off when you come in like this and you gave up some runs? Or what's the mindset here as far as shaking it off and just being ready to roll as the count now evens at 1-1?
Sometimes you just have the idea of what pitch you want to throw, and if it doesn't align with what the catcher calls.
It's hammered foul. I would think it would just take an ability to just say, you know what, that was last inning.
Yep.
Too, and just come back in here and we're starting over, blank slate, shaking that off, and the mental part of the game. Oh, and the big swinging whiff there will get Proctor swinging. Justice had talked about CJ's ability to strike hitters out as one of his real strengths. This will bring up Cianek, who delivered the dagger, of course, last inning with the 3-run homer. Let's see what we can get here. We have a hit batsman here. Okay, so that'll bring up Garcia, who doubled his last time up. I was going to say, the USCL athletics in general, I would say, has experienced quite a renaissance right now. Our soccer teams, our volleyball team had very strong, impressive performances in the fall and drew really good crowds. And I think we're seeing this is a sign of things to come for our baseball program. That is bunted down the third base line, and that, wow, another bunt single for Flodar. You get the impression this is a real weapon for these guys. That'll bring up Campos, who's 1 for 1 on the day. And I don't know what you do as the third baseman except for just, experience some frustration there.
Yeah.
What can you do if you're Zach? I mean,
it's a tough call to come up or stay back, especially with the runner on second.
Yeah, and so here comes Campos with runners on first and second. But we do have 2 outs, and so I think one thing CJ can say is, look, I'm making my pitches, and they're burning me on this thing, and that's not good. But, we can't say I'm throwing bad pitches here. That's a nice pitch there.
Yep.
That'll even the count.
Just inside.
Yes, thank you for that. It looks like we're at a 3-1 situation now with Campos, with runners on first and second. And that will be ball 4. So now we have ducks on the pond once again for Zahner, who last time drew a walk. And so this is a stressful pitch situation suddenly for Lincoln. But still 2 outs. You know, you just got to get one here. You got to remember that. That is going to be outside for ball 1, though. And you can see why Flodar has scored a lot of runs. They're so patient.
Yeah, they got very good discipline.
They're willing to play small ball. They've also got some power. That caught the corner, though. That's going to bring it to 1-1. And you just have to throw strikes against a patient team like that.
Yep.
You know, there's no way around it. You're not going to bait them into swinging at junk pitches or trying to get too cute. It's just not going to work against disciplined offenses. That is fouled back into right field. Good pitch there for 1-2. And, you know, you trust your defense. You put the ball in play. And I think that's, for the most part, what CJ's been doing.
Yep.
It's just been, you know, a little bit of bad luck here and there, too. That will end the inning.
Pitch.
A nasty, high fastball to sort of dissolve Zahner there. That'll end the top half of the third. As we move to the bottom of the frame, I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about the academic side of things. You know, USCL's athletics program, these athletes are also, they're students first, they're student athletes, and they, you know, put up some really good record in the fall 2024. In baseball alone, Aaron Gilden, Ben Gambrell, River Joy, Chaz Welch, Evan Allen, Finn McLaughlin, Harrison Bothway, Luke Hardig, Jacob Richardson, Jaden Young, Jonathan Barsha, Landon Wakeland, Lucas Deese, Luke Garabedian, Marco Lashkiff, Sam Nianov, J.J. McKinney, Tommy Zimmerman, and Will Primesberger. Why am I saying all these names? These are all student athletes, Justice, who either were on the dean's list or the president's list for grades and academic performance last year, or both in many cases. That is quite a list, and I know Coach Calhoun is extremely proud of. While we wait to get our licks in the bottom of the third, what are you finding it's like to be a college student, taking these classes, that side of things?
You know, everybody has their different major. Taking classes that, you know, like electives that you never thought, that's one of the more exciting parts. Just taking classes that you have no idea what to expect, and you just learn, and it's a unique experience. That's what I've been favoriting.
What are you going to be majoring in? Do you know yet?
I was picking cybersecurity, but the classes were pretty hard, so I don't know if I'll probably stick with it, but computer science field for sure.
Well, you can take it from an old man. You know, a lot of times a college freshman, we don't always end up majoring in what we thought we were going to. You have a chance to sort of explore the classes and get a feel for what you like and what you don't. As we wait for that, what would you say is your favorite subject that you're taking so far, though?
Honestly, the history courses have probably been the most entertaining, just learning a lot about the past and stuff like that.
Ooh, we want to hear more about that in a moment. This is a fly ball for Lutz. Isaiah looks like that's going to go out of play.
It's a good swing.
Flew to center in his first at-bat. That was a nice cut. Let's see if we can't get a little magic going here in the bottom frame of the third. As that will run us to strike one for Lutz. And that is grounded to third base side for strike two. So Isaiah in a little bit of a hole here at 0-2. That is in the dirt and we'll get away. That'll bring it to 1-2. Prisco now looking at his 27th pitch of the day so far in the bottom of the third. Prisco's looked pretty good in that second inning after a rough first. That'll be ball 2. I think that, our own patience is going to have to ramp up a little bit, would you
Yep.
say? Count is even now at 2-2. Make him throw a little more pitches. Try to get back to some of that work we were doing in the first inning. A lot of these guys have scouting reports on their forearm. That's what they're doing. They're checking their forearms all the time.
So between signs and pitch calls, you usually have a wristband to tell you what the coach calls. That way, it's easier for the catcher and coach to relay.
Okay. So it's not like they're writing with a permanent marker. They got a little wristband that's got the information on it. You're saying?
Yep.
Okay. What about the fielders? Do they have something similar?
Middle infielders definitely do. You can see the second base kind of peeping at his.
Okay, just for positioning purposes for that,
Yep.
right? The full count is chopped third, so we're going to stay foul, that we're going to stay full. Isaiah putting up a little bit of a battle himself here. We talked before about how spoiling pitchers good pitches. Great move for a hitter who's in a deep count like this. And that is ball 4. He comes back from an 0-2 count to draw the walk.
It's good patience.
Excellent at bat for Isaiah. That'll bring up Mr. Barron. So Caden Barron, who looks like he grounded out to third in his first at bat. He now comes up with a runner on first. Looks like an infield meeting and a visit from the coach to Prisco. What do you think they're talking about here? He's only thrown 31 pitches. Are you surprised they're having a meeting with this 3-1 lead, or
Probably.
What do you think's going on?
Probably just checking on him. You get up 0-2, and you think that you can put him away right away, but then you end up walking him. So the coach probably just worried about that a little.
That's a great point. We got the Carter, of course, was in the booth with us last year, and he's doing it again with this Pink Panther theme song business during meetings by the opposing team, and I love it so much. It's refreshing for me to know that our young guys even know the Pink Panther theme song, for that matter. Some things are golden and they should live forever. Okay. Feel free, by the way, if you haven't yet, to the Facebook page where we linked this YouTube feed also allows for comments, questions, cheering on the team. We said a little while ago we have broken 100 with attendance. Perhaps we'll be at even more by the time. Oh, are they taking him out?
Yeah.
They are taking Prisco out. Okay, we're going to have to get a sense then of who we're looking at here. It looks like he's number 10, Justice. Is that correct?
Yep, number 10.
All right, so I will go to my deep records here, and I will say that it looks like we're going with Jackson Mullen. And the Jackson Mullen, let me give you guys a little bit of information about this young man. He's only made 4 appearances. He's not given up an earned run yet. He's pitched 3 2/3 innings, 2 strikeouts, 1 walk. Looks like maybe a reliever that they've used very situationally.
Yeah.
Like. Right-handed pitcher, so it'll be a different look for our offense.
He's showing so far he's throwing a fastball, slider, and maybe a curveball for a 3-pitch mix.
Okay, good. I like to hear that. Is telling us what you see there.
Oh, looks like he'll have a changeup instead of that curveball.
Barron, meanwhile, is getting a chance to sort of watch these pitches, get a sense of, he thought he was going to be looking at the lefty. Now he's looking at the righter. What happens there from a hitter's point of view when you didn't necessarily expect a pitching change, and then bam, you're looking at, a different handed pitcher as well as a different pitcher?
Well, Calhoun does a great job prepping us in practice. We have a coach, our pitching coach, Coach Schreiner. He's left-handed, so he'll mix in himself and Schreiner to kind of give us the look from both sides.
They throw the pitches themselves, those two. They
Yep.
don't have your own pitchers throw against your own hitters.
We'll do that too, but they'll actually move closer to the mound than where they are. That way it kind of represent that faster fastball.
I love that. I love, helping players adjust. And so now Barron will stand in with a runner on first. No outs, so this would be a good opportunity to make a little noise. Make it happen right here. And that first pitch looked like he brought a lot of heat on that, but he missed. And so now it is a 1-0 count to Barron. Looked like a hard, flat kind of just fastball, low and outside to me. Same thing, same result, Justice. So now we're at a 2-0 count, hitter's count for Barron.
Now he's just looking for his pitch and drive and do damage.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see Mullen try to come in here. And he did, but he came too far in. And now it is a 3-0 count. What do you think? Do you think Barron's one of those hitters with a green light, or do you think they're going to make him throw a strike?
I mean, he's shown the power, but here you might just want the base runners.
Yep. And that is going to be ball 4. And you know what? Like a brand new pitcher like that, yes, make him prove that he can throw a strike before you just gift him a swing.
Yep.
This is going to bring up McLaughlin, who drilled a double in his first at bat and ended up scoring a run. So now we're in the heart of our order, Justice. And now we have a favorable righty-lefty matchup for Finn. So he was probably happy to see that pitching change.
Yep.
Comes up empty on that swing, though. Big, hard swing. That'll bring it to an 0-1 count. Finn takes a step back, surveys the situation. Big moment here for us. Let's make something happen. That is in the dirt. And maybe Mullen a little, like finding his way here. Is a good opportunity to maybe make him pay for the pitching change. That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
6 out of the last 7 pitches have been balls, so we'll see.
Yeah, that's, if you're a hitter, you're only going to swing if you like what you see. And that is lofted into shallow center. It's going to drop. Let's see what happens. Looks like Calhoun says, no, let's all stay put. Nice little base hit for Finn there. That's going to load the bases for our first baseman, Luke Garabedian, who was hit by pitch last time and scored a run. Now he comes up with the bases juice, and he too enjoys a favorable matchup against a right-handed pitcher. Boy, Luke loves being in these situations, doesn't he, Justice?
Yep, leading the team in RBIs.
It takes a big cut there, though, and comes up empty. It's 0-1. Some of the players grabbing the fence, trying to rally Luke to success here. That is in the dirt. Ooh, that's dangerous to put it in the dirt with a runner on third. That'll even the count. Ducks on the pond for Luke Garabedian. Bottom of the third. Hammered but foul down the first base line. Now it's a 1-2 count. Mullen closes in on his 11th pitch already of this inning. That also is in the dirt to run the count even, 2-2. Got Lutz on third, Barron on second, and McLaughlin on first. And that is low and outside to full count for Luke. And the bases loaded, and no outs. And now we hear a lot of noise coming from the dugout there, Justice, and from our fans. Bada! Tattooed to the right field line.
It's going to
get by the right fielder. Everybody's coming home. Bring it on home, baby. It's going to, well, not everybody. We got 2 runs scored there. And Luke with the fist bump, and I don't know what kind of, he's got like some kind of, what is that? That's his,
throw and take cover, I guess.
Throw and take cover. I like that, Justice. A bases loaded double to bring a bunch of people to the yard here. Lutz and Barron score, and Garabedian himself on second. McLaughlin on third. That'll bring Knuckles up. Knuckles himself with 2 RBIs on the day now stands in with the score 5-4. And you know that Calhoun wants more right here, Justice.
Yeah, having no outs with still 2 runners on.
Yeah, no outs. Mullen settles in there with a strike, though. You gotta think that he's like, wow, that happened awfully fast. And now he's ahead 0-2. Knuckles in the hole, but he has 2 RBIs on the board, so very dangerous hitter, obviously.
Good lead.
That's not going to be there. Boy, that was close. I would have swung at that because I'm not a great athlete. But he had a good eye, and he laid off of it. Fouled straight back. Ooh.
Good fight.
Boy, he'd just gotten a little bit more, a little earlier, a nanosecond, that ball'd still be going. Knuckles digs back in. Ooh,
good dodge.
A little bit of chin music there. Evens the count at 2-2. A little bit of a brushback pitch there. I doubt Knuckles was too big of a fan of that. Brady digs back in, and he will foul that off. So a classic battle here as Mullen now closes in on his 18th pitch. Looks like we're going to have to change out some baseballs. Runners on second and third, no outs. Big moment here in the bottom of the third of this exciting baseball game. And
Good
that
fight.
is also fouled off. My goodness. I mean, I'm not keeping track. How many pitches to just this hitter?
6 or 7 at least, I think.
I believe that's right. Yeah, I mean, we're certainly at a 2-2 count, but there's been a lot of foul balls as part of that matrix. That will not be there, ladies and gentlemen. We are now at 3-2, full count. Runners on second and third. I don't know what kind of lead these guys are taking at second and third, or even what kind of speed they run with. It looks a little on the conservative side. Ooh, the Lord Charles for the strikeout. That was a tough one. Good at bat by Knuckles there. That'll bring up West. Grounded to short last time. West for the season hitting .258 with 6 RBIs. He had a .378 on base percentage, though. Let's see if he can't make a little magic happen here. That is way outside for ball one. I mean, that was pretty much a perfect pitch that he got Knuckles with there. You can't really blame the hitter on that. Just kind of a knee-buckling curveball. That'll even the count at 1-1. And you know, too, that McLaughlin's looking for any kind of wild pitch, any kind of pass ball. That is lofted straight up. It's going to go out of play. You know, I saw a YouTube video circling around the other day where a guy caught a foul ball while announcing. And it went viral because he was like, what a play by me. Like he was still announcing it. And I'm like, our backstop's too high for you or me to be able to do that, you know.
I don't know if I'd be able to do that.
That would have to defy physics. How could a ball get to us, you know?
He's at the standard high.
Count is 1-2 to Mr. West. That is in the dirt, but stopped by the catcher to bring it to 2-1, or 2-2, excuse me. Sounds like we've got some action in the cubicle next door. We got all kinds of action going on at lovely Doomsday Corner. That is drilled to right field, and it will be caught, but here comes Finn will score. So that is a sac fly to right for West. An RBI sac fly. You love it. I'm sure that West is being congratulated on that, Justice. The guys love it. And Garabedian also moved over to third on that. So.
Yeah, we score that run, we take the lead.
Yeah, well, yes, we are indeed now tied at 5, aren't we? Goodness gracious. And that is going to be ball one to Gilden, who made an out to shortstop his first time up. Aaron Gilden sharply grounded to third. Oh, snared. And a nice throw by the third baseman. Wow. What an action-packed bottom of the third, you guys. To tie this game at 5. 5-5 after 3. High-scoring affair. I may end up having to go to a whole nother score sheet or something since my score sheet abilities are, shall we say, rusty. We are going to be bringing CJ out again. What do you think about that? Are you surprised about what you're seeing there?
I mean, he's proved that he can fight and he can stay in games all season, so letting him have that chance here, I think it's right.
we talked about the excellent academic achievements of our baseball players, and we also have on that same list just outstanding performance by our men's and women's soccer players and our women's volleyball team. Certainly, as a faculty member, I'm extremely proud of that side of things, and I think that what you'll see a lot of times is faculty and staff coming to these games. Justice, what do you think? I mean, do the players notice when they see faculty and staff coming to the games? I mean, is it just like something? I mean, I'd like to think they enjoy that, but I wonder if it's just like to them, like I don't even know if they talk about that or think about that.
No, you definitely notice when you see your professors in the crowd, and it's nice to just show how involved they are with the community.
I think that's a big thing, is we are forming a community here at USC. I mean, the athletes, the student athletes, and the nurses, I would say, the nursing students, that is, are the two biggest physical blocks that we see as faculty and staff on the campus all the time, because we do teach a lot of online classes. We're a commuter campus too, as you know. Mm-hmm. So a lot of the men and women that take classes for us, they're coming back and forth. But you'll see the athletes on campus interacting with each other, eating with each other, spending real time, coming to see each other play. I mean, I've noticed several soccer and volleyball players in the crowd today, and that makes me feel feelings as well. Okay, so here we move to the top of the fourth. CJ will be facing, it looks like Mitchell, who has singled and hit into a double play in his first two at bats. So let's see if Lincoln, with new life, with the score tied at 5, can what he can do. And that is going to be high and outside for the first pitch. That is grounded down the third base line. It's a fair ball. Mitchell has room to run. It looks like he's going to have a stand-up double there. Nice piece of hitting by Mitchell. So that'll bring Hunt to the plate, who has walked and struck out. He struck out with the bases loaded his last time. So a leadoff double, a bit of an ominous start here. You want to record some outs relatively early in this frame.
Yeah.
So here Hunt stands in. Lincoln looking for his moment, and that is fouled straight back to run the count to 0-1. Sharply grounded to third. It looks like Mitchell's not going anywhere. Garabedian with the play, but the throw drew him off the bag, and it looks like, what's the call there, Justice?
I think he waved safe.
Yeah, I do believe so. That is probably going to go as an E5. An error on the third baseman. The throw drew Luke off. So that will bring Evans up, who has singled and struck out. He too struck out with the bases loaded in his last at bat. But now we have runners on first and second with no outs. That was a bad break there. But that'll happen too sometimes. Squaring up for another bunt. My goodness, Lincoln to first, and that also draws the runner off. And so I don't know if they're going to rule that a single or an E1, error on the pitcher, that is. But I am going to write single, since I can do what I want on my own scorecard. And now we have the bases loaded for Herod, who is 1 for 1 today as well. So all of a sudden, Harold, that is a bit of a jam here for Lincoln. Florence Darlington causing problems in the fourth. That ball is right down the middle for a strike. That'll get him ahead in the count here. We're closing in on about 78 pitches for Mr. Lincoln. Just got to, don't overthrow here. Just reach down, make your pitch. That is going to be a little too inside. You probably aren't thinking, okay, I've got to get out of this entirely. I think what you want is to minimize damage here, right?
Yep.
When you run into a situation like this.
Just going pitch by pitch.
Chopped foul. I'll run it to an 0-2 count. settles back in. That is fouled straight back.
Really good pitch.
So that was a good pitch, and now we're still at 1-2. Infield at about medium depth here. He didn't really does he bring the infield in a lot in these situations, Justice?
You know, it depends on the hitter. If they have a lot of power, you almost just want to stay back in case they decide to turn on it.
It's a high and outside. So he'll if it's a guy with some power, he's less likely to bring the infield in, you're saying?
That, and you also have to have somebody cover for third if he does come up.
Yeah, and it is only the fourth inning after all. That is tattooed to left center. And it is a grand salami. Open the window, Aunt Minnie. There she goes. A grand slam for Harold. Wow, that hurts. 4 RBIs in one swing. You know, and again, here comes Coach Calhoun. I guess it's going to be the end of it. We certainly had some nickel and dime. Talk a little bit about to us, Justice, here, what's going on in the players' minds, and just in general as we now find ourselves down 9-5. Tell us a little bit about the team psychology at this point.
You know, at the beginning of the season, we might have been a little down, but we've learned that we can score a lot of runs quick, so we're never out of a game. Like you said, just minimize damage and just keep fighting.
And CJ comes out to a nice round of applause. I mean, I'm going to say that, like, a lot of what we just saw was not his fault. I mean, we had, you know, a couple of probably 2 throwing errors.
Yep.
Florence Darlington is just, like, bunting.
Yeah.
Like Supermen today. They're just laying it right where they want it, and then it dies. And, you know, but that, I mean, yeah, in that case, Harold got all of that one. And, you know, coming into this game, Justice, Harold only had 1 home run. So it's not like, you know, he's been driving balls left and right out of the park.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about who we got coming in here.
So we got Jack coming in. He's a freshman. And
say the whole name. Jack,
let's see.
Because I can't see the number. It looks like number 9. So, no, not number 9.
Jack Thompson, I'm
49.
sorry.
Jack Thompson. Okay, tell us a little bit about Jack.
So he's a freshman, very nice guy. You can see he has the pitcher build, about probably like, 6'6" he looks like. He used to play basketball, was very good, very competitive. But he ultimately chose baseball. So he was a 2-sport athlete in high school. He had plans actually to go to college and play, but he also had offers for baseball. And, you know, he had to pick one of the two, so he stuck with baseball.
Big, tall, right-handed pitcher. He's actually 6'4" is how he's
6'4",
listed.
yep.
But yeah, has not gotten a lot of innings logged, it looks like, so far. Does it track with what you remember?
Yeah.
5 appearances, 7 2/3 innings pitched, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, so 2-to-1 ratio there. You like that? Opponent's batting average 120. He's given up no earned runs. So,
Yep.
you know, Calhoun definitely trying to sort of stanch the bleeding right here. I like what you're saying about guys' confidence. We know that we can score a lot of runs. We've already put 5 on the board. Any sense, though, like, of pressing now, like on offense? Like, do you maintain the same patience as a player when you find yourself down again big after what happened?
Yeah, you don't want to try to do too much in one inning. That's when you can kind of, you know, get in your head or try to just do too much. You just want to maintain what we've been doing, have patience, discipline at the plate, get base runners on, move them over and score them.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the only way, right?
Yep.
Like, whether you know, like, now that's easier said than done. Like, the psychology of it all is going to dictate something else sometimes, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But in either way, Mr. Thompson will stand in now. And to face Proctor, who is 0 for 2 on the day. And that is going to be low for ball 1. So here we are in the top of the 4th, ladies and gentlemen, at lovely Doomsday Corner. It is a 9-5 Flodar lead. We just had a tie-breaking grand salami. Now we have a long drive to right field from Proctor. That's going to get down. A stand-up double for Proctor. So now Flodar swinging bats with authority. And that will bring up Sianek, who was hit by a pitch last time up. He delivered the big early blow, this young man here, with a 3-run homer. I'm sure that is on Calhoun's mind in terms of pitch strategy here. We have a runner on second, and still no outs. This whole outburst has come without a recorded out. And once again, we're going to be without any outs. That is a base hit to center field. The runner will stop at third for Sianek. So now we have runners at first and third for Garcia, who has doubled and singled on the day and scored a run. So let's see if Thompson can settle down a little bit here.
It's going to be a little high.
That's a little high, yeah. It took them a minute to determine what they were saying there. But it looks like ball one, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. And chopped foul. So the count now evens at 1-1 for Garcia. Runner at third, no outs. Runners at first and third, no outs. As Thompson stands in. Count even at 1. Infield still at medium depth here. That is flied to right. We'll see if it's deep enough to score the run. It looks like it will be. And so that is a sac fly to right for Garcia. That will give him an RBI, and that will score Proctor. Leaving a runner on first for Campos, who has walked and doubled and flown to left. So one for one with a walk. Now we have a runner on first and 1 out, though. A little bit more stable of a situation, Justice.
If you can turn 2 here, it'd be nice. Get out of that inning.
Yeah, that pours in for a strike. So tell us a little bit what kind of pitches Jack's throwing here. Is he a lot of off-speed stuff? Is he going power? What do you expect to see from him?
You know, he's got a 12-6 curveball, and that pairs really nice with his fastball. It keeps hitters' timing off.
That'll be 1-1. The 12-6 curve, you don't see those a lot anymore, would you say?
Good mix, but yeah, when you have that tall build and really come from over top, that's when you get the best pitching.
Yeah. And that is down the middle, so we'll be at a 2-1 count here for Campos. Score now 10-5, ladies and gentlemen. A runner on first, 1 out. Only in the top of the 4th. High-scoring affair here at Doomsday Corner. That is in the dirt, or almost in the dirt. Low. We can just call it low. 3-1. And that will be ball 4. So the inning continues with Zahner, who has singled, walked, and struck out. So 1 for 2 on the day with a walk. RBI opportunity here for Zahner. Righty against righty matchup. That's hit to straight, dead away center, straight away dead center, over the head of the center fielder, off the wall. Looks like that's going to bring home 2. Yes, it will. And Zahner will stop at second, so that scores 2 runs.
Yeah, as a center fielder, sometimes those balls are hard to read. When they're hit hard right at you.
Yeah, I mean, that was just drilled right over his head.
Yeah.
Not much one can do there. That'll bring Mitchell up yet again with a runner on second. This count is now 12-5. As we just try to stop the damage here and get back into our dugout at this point. Swing and a miss there for 0-1. It took me a minute to figure out whether the bat had hit the ball or not, ladies and gentlemen. Mitchell calls timeout. No pickoff coming there. Perhaps a fake pickoff.
Yeah, and you only get one of those in innings, so you have to make sure you use it at the right time. Otherwise,
They
you
call
have
it a
to
balk
throw.
if you do it a second time, or just a violation?
Probably a balk. So you only have one fake per inning, otherwise you have to throw it.
Okay. That's high and tight for ball 1. Drilled down through the hole between third and short for a base hit. That will bring runners at the corners for Hunt, who last time in this inning reached on an error. He has also walked and struck out, so runners on first and third for him. This is a long time for our defense to be on the field, and here comes Coach Calhoun again. Justice, talk to us a little bit about the thought process here when your defense is enduring this long of an inning.
Well, you got to stay patient, and you still have to focus every pitch, because as soon as you lose focus, that ball could come to you, and you want to be the one to help get out the inning. So.
And this is a moment where they know that he's going to get some warm-up pitches.
Yep.
So they can sort of just take a breather themselves and actually stop focusing, for a second, just catch their breaths. I'm trying to get my eyes on who we're bringing in here.
We got Evan Allen coming in.
Okay, tell us a little bit about number 13, Evan Allen.
Great guy, great teammate. He's always picking people up at practice. I mean, as a freshman, you think that a kid might be shy, but he came in and he's just a great guy, and he's not afraid to talk and be a loud voice for the team.
He comes in for this is going to be his 5th appearance. Looks like 6 1/3 innings pitched. Tell us a little bit about what kind of stuff we're going to see from him, number 13.
His best pitch is his curveball, and when he pairs that with his fastball and he's on for both, I mean, keeping that timing just disrupted for the hitters gives you great success.
Sure would be nice to induce a ground ball with one of those breaking balls here, get out of this inning, regroup a little bit, see if we can't put a few runs on the board ourselves. Flodar is an offensive juggernaut, meanwhile, Justice. I mean, what do you think about what you're seeing from this team? I mean, they're just getting on base constantly. It feels like they've got runners on base the whole game. What do you think about, how does this compare to other teams you've seen during the road trip and everything else so far?
I mean, they've proved that they can hit the ball. I mean, they played Gaston. They put up – how many runs did they put up against Gaston? It was a lot, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And they followed that again with another series of just scoring high runs. So they're definitely one of the best offensive teams in the conference.
Yeah, I mean, they may be nationwide
Yeah.
up there. I mean, if you're hanging, their last 3 games, they're in double digit. And now today is going to be 4 in a row, right?
Yep.
Where they've got double-digit runs. That is massive production at any level.
Yeah.
NJCAA, now you're high-level competition, and you're still putting up more than 9 runs 4 games in a row. I mean,
Yeah.
offense is just on fire right now, and we still have a second game to play today, and so I think that in part what we're seeing here is just sort of being here for the grind, and we're only in the 4th inning, so I think you can't get too caught up in the moment here. You You just focus on one out at a time. If you're us, give yourself a chance to do your own damage.
Yeah.
With at bats. All right, so here is Allen.
Yep, showing that strong curveball.
Yeah, that was a breaking ball. Okay, and that looks like that
I
was
called it
ruled a ball.
Yep.
As Hunt stands in. That is fouled back on the right side to even the count. Checking out the sort of style of pitching from these relievers, because we're still early in the season. We're going to be seeing a lot of all these guys. Watching them grow is a big part of the fun. As you say, a freshman. Do you know where he's from?
I'm pretty sure he's from Georgia, so not too far, but.
And we'll look that up in just a moment here after this hitter. I certainly have that roster keyed up on my phone. Don't want to miss any of the action. That, too, is fouled, this time down the right field line, bringing it to a 1-2 count. One of the few times that our pitcher's been ahead in the count all inning. So let's see if we can't take advantage of it from Yar. Oh, hit down the third base line. That will be fair, and that is going to, score another run. It looks like just a one-run single for Hunt to gather himself an RBI and score, Zahner. So now runners remain at first and third for Evans. Evans has singled twice and struck out on the day. In his last at-bat, he singled to load the bases up that led to the fateful grand slam in this same inning, which we've endured for quite a while now, Justice. I mean, this is going on for more than a minute. There's a strike to Evans. It's frustrating, I think, for the players. We've talked about this, to just be on the field this long, but you hang in there, you know. We're looking at a 13-5 score now, ladies and gentlemen. We came in to this fourth inning tied at 5, but this has just been one of those innings where everything that could go wrong for us has done so. That is lofted in the right field area. It's a diving catch. We will have a tag. So sacrifice fly to right, giving us our second out. Yes.
Yep, that'll put 2.
Okay, and an RBI for Evans, scoring, I think, Mitchell. I'm kind of losing track here, Justice, of but we do know that Harold will be coming up. Harold, who delivered the crushing grand slam just a few minutes ago in this inning. So with a runner on first and 2 down, ball 1. It is 14-5 after that sacrifice fly. Nice catch by a right fielder, though, by the way. I mean, we did a diving grab by Knuckles. And that is fouled off as well. Oh, and look at that. We've got some people posted up in relaxing chairs, camper chairs out behind the right field fence. Taking in a beautiful baseball game here at Doomsday Corner. You like to see that. Curveball, but it looks like it nicked him.
Yeah.
So Harold is hit by pitch. That will bring runners to first and second for Proctor, who doubled his last time up and who has 2 strikeouts previous to that. So now, ladies and gentlemen, we have runners at first and second, 2 outs for Proctor. Tattooed to right. And Knuckles is there. Yes, so that'll be a fly to right. Mercifully, the third out. We do, though.
Yeah,
in the
long
fourth
inning.
inning, down 14-5. It's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll, Justice, but there we are. Tell us a little bit about your thought process now.
You know, we got our work cut out for us. Down 9. You definitely need to come back and offensively put up some numbers here, because if you don't, then Florence Darlington gets a lot of momentum going. And I mean, we see this pitcher. He came in last inning. He was able to command the zone a little bit, but he struggled, and then we took advantage of that and put up 5. So if we can do that again, dig ourselves. I mean, we're not going to get them all in one inning. We need to get a couple here, a couple there, and put up some zeros.
We have proven that we can explode for some runs. We're going to lead things off with Cazorla in the bottom of the fourth. And it does look like they're bringing Mullen back, doesn't it?
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, I think that, we talked about this before. He sure had to sit and watch a lot of action. And so his arm, I wouldn't exactly call it fresh right now.
Yeah.
He is getting his warm-up pitches, but it's almost like coming in brand new again.
Yeah.
So, maybe this can be something, that you put some runs up here one at a time, like you said, so you're not going to get 9 runs back in one swing. But you can force the issue with some base runners, some patience, maybe frustrate the pitcher a little bit.
Yep.
And perhaps most importantly, build some emotional momentum in the dugout, in the large crowd that we see gathered out here today. Family members of players out here, you guys recognize any of the people out here as far as family? Or
We got a lot of family members here. I mean, we got a decent amount of guys out of state. I mean, we have East Coast, West Coast, guys from Canada, so their families might not be here. Some of them have actually made flights to come watch, but a lot of the local guys, yeah, their families really support.
I love to hear that, and I love our broad, sort of national and even international reach.
Yep.
With our roster overall.
Yeah, because Orla, the batter up right now, he's actually from Canada.
He is from Alberta, Canada. I was just looking at that. Well, let's see if he can get something rolling here. That is sharply grounded foul to bring the count to 0-1. Game changer a little behind. It still thinks it's a... Oh, no, it looks like Coach Calhoun just updated it, so I think soon we're going to see the true score, which is 14-5. Lofted in the air, looks like to short, a relatively easy play. Okay, this will bring up Barshaw with 1 out now, and Mullen pitching, so... That's way outside. That'll be 1-0. Fouled straight back.
Yeah, it looks like he's getting his time in now.
Yeah, he was right on that pitch, but just he drove it straight back. That'll put us at 1-2. Gotten to know Jonathan a little bit this semester there, Justice.
Yeah, Barshaw's one of the funnier guys on the team unintentionally. Unintentionally, yeah.
He just strikes out there. I want to hear more about that the next time he comes up. What about Lutz, number 15? Lutz has walked and flied to center. Let's get to know the players a little bit more from your perspective, a very unique perspective with you in the dugout. Tell us a little bit about these young men. What about Isaiah Lutz?
Lutz was a great guy. He was actually very shy at first. He didn't say his first couple words to me until probably about a month in, but I've gotten to know him, and he's just a great guy. He's from Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Just
recruiting up in the Pennsylvania area, huh?
Yeah.
That is going to be low and outside. What do these guys think when they come from so far away? And here they are in Lancaster, South Carolina. Like, what's their general impression you think they take away of being on our campus, living here, that sort of thing?
I think I had a similar experience being from Minnesota myself, coming and being far and just completely new area, completely new people. You don't really know anybody. You're shy at first, but then the community really, it's a great hit.
That's a hit to left, but right at the guy, yeah.
But yeah, like I was saying, the community did a great job of especially my professors. They just made me feel comfortable and feel like I could talk, have a great time. The people here are very nice, very respectful. It's just a beautiful town to be in.
Well, you say you're from Minnesota. I would imagine you've got one of the things you notice is some dramatically different weather.
Oh.
Tell us a little bit about that, just the weather difference from Minnesota to South Carolina. What a change that would seem to be to me.
I mean, our winters they're harsh. I mean, it's 23
Minnesota's
degrees back home.
Right?
Yep, 23 degrees back home right now versus 72.
23 degrees there, and what is it here?
72.
Wow.
So,
what do you think about that? You feel hot? Like, is it uncomfortably warm down here for you?
Oh, no, I love it. I love the heat. I mean, being in the snow, I mean, it has its moments. It's being fun and it's scenic, but being cold, I'd rather be in a sunny state or somewhere warm.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. A lot of people now, this guy, Alan, we said we were going to look up his whereabouts from where he hails. He is a South Carolinian from Easley, South Carolina. Graduate of Wren High School.
Okay.
But yeah, we've had a bit of a Minnesota pipeline, haven't we? We had Joe Sperry here who pitched for us and hit as a designated hitter. Now plays for University of Minnesota. You come here. Is there some sort of a assistant coaching tree or something that Coach Calhoun has tapped into, where he just knows a little bit about the Minnesota circuit, or what's going on there?
Yeah. So me and Joe Sperry actually had the same coaches, and that's kind of how I heard about USC Lancaster. Was from my coach, and he said, it's a very good program. I trust sending you there. I think you'll have great things if you do go there. And so that's kind of how I followed it. It's me and Sam Nenow, who's also on this team and from Minnesota. We kind of came down here together.
Who's this other person that you say is from here?
So Sam Nenow, he plays outfield and catcher. We're both from relatively kind of close areas, but we have the same coach, and we went to the same program before this. So I kind of followed him down here, not really knowing a whole lot about the area and the school, but I'm glad I came.
That is so exciting that you find yourselves hanging out because of some shared background there with the same coach. And looks like here we're going to be bringing up, gosh, is it Siennek? I believe so. I wouldn't say I lost track. I'd just say I was a little bit confused, but I believe it is Siennek. Yes, and he has singled, been hit by pitch, and homered in this game. So he's had quite an eventful day. He takes ball one. That'll even the count. I find it so interesting the way coaches work those networks, and you wouldn't necessarily draw an intuitive connection between the Pennsylvania baseball circuit or the Minnesota baseball circuit and then USCL. I mean, what is your perception of how those relationships work? Just maybe Coach Calhoun happened to know that coach in Minnesota somewhere along the way, and then guys move, or how do relationships like that work from what you've seen?
When you have these programs that you run and you have a bunch of age of kids, you your relationship grows with coaches where your players go. They tell you about them, you connect, and you kind of just find out players what a program needs and provide them.
That is grounded up the middle, and it looks like that has some eyes. It's going to just be an infield hit, it looks like, for Siennek there. That is super interesting, too, in that, we often don't think about the process of recruiting either from the coach's point of view or the player's point of view. When we're fans, we just, watch guys once they suit up. But that relationship building sounds like a big part of it. Coaches on the high school level, and maybe even, would you say, further down the chain, like even in the middle school and, I don't know, travel ball and stuff like that. Did you do some of that?
Yeah, some of these dominant high schools back in Minnesota, I mean, they're practicing and working kids out that are in middle school that are going to feed into that high school. So it's definitely a deep connection.
Garcia fouls one off. So now Allen's ahead 1-0 here. That is hit to center, and it's going to drop. Looks like Sienek's going to be able to run for a while, y'all. They're going to stop him at third. It is a stand-up double for Garcia. So now we have runners on second and third. Gosh, with no outs. That seems to be the story of the day, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Justice for Campos, who has walked twice, doubled, and flied to left. Long afternoon for our defense and pitching staff as Flodar keeps rolling here. What happened here? Yes, runners at second and third. Okay. I thought they had a guy on first, but it was just somebody grabbing a batting protective gear.
Oh yeah, everybody's got to have the little trinkets and the attachments and all the gear.
Sort of protect yourself on the arm, forearm from getting hit by a pitch. We have a strike one to Campos there. Here, remind us that's lofted to Al, the Walmart parking lot, maybe. I don't know, and Food Line parking lot. Excuse me.
Off the tree.
Off the tree. Nice call there. Bounce off the tree. 3-run dinger for Campos. Wow, that is, the third home run of the day. And this game has gotten out of hand quickly. Remind us, as Flodar rightly celebrates and now stands with a 17-5 lead, and Zahner comes up to bat, who himself has doubled, singled, walked, and struck out. What position you play and work out at? I know you're redshirting, but remind us what position on the field you do.
So I came as an outfielder and pitcher, and that's what I'll be doing next year.
Outfielder and pitcher.
And pitcher, yeah. Being a lefty.
That's strike one. You're left-handed pitcher.
Yes, sir.
What do you see yourself doing more next year? Well, I guess like on days you're not pitching, you'd like to be out there playing the outfield as we have a second strike.
Well, being a left-handed pitcher, that's always been priority for a lot of coaches. Being left-handed and being a pitcher, it's kind of like a plus. It's a plus for recruiting as a standpoint. Like a lot of teams will want you just for being a lefty and a pitcher. So I think that'll be my main role.
Okay, and there we had a strikeout of Zahner to record the first out. Tell me a little bit about hitting. You hit left?
Switch hitter, actually.
Switch hitter. Oh, that's exciting. Okay, it's a red shirt. How many red shirts on the team right now would you say we got as Mitchell stands in?
4 to 5 now. We had a little bit more, but I think we have 4 or 5 right now.
That's poured down the middle as well. Alan, I guess, settling down to business here. As much workout time as everybody else, would you say? Like as many reps, or like how does that work when you're red-shirted? That is grounded over the third baseman's head for a hit. A little chopper there.
We do a good job of stopping him to get a second, though. That was good.
Yeah, yes, it was. That'll bring up Hunt with a runner on first. Hunt has reached on an error, struck out, walked in, singled. Then my scorecard is, it's like I don't even know, like a surrealist painting at this point. We got stuff going, Van Gogh, a little, I don't even know what to, I'm not going to pretend to be an art expert. Just something very busy with lots of different stuff happening. That pitch missed, so we're at 1-0 now. 17-5 is the score, ladies and gentlemen, in this top frame of the fifth inning. That is foul. Maybe, or is it going to drop? I don't see. No, it's going to drop. That sort of curved a little bit in the air. Wow.
And they're going to get him.
Did they throw him out at say? Yeah, I believe
him.
The runner, like me, thought it was going to go foul or something. That is an assist from the right fielder. Not sure how to score that. I know he's out. So, but let's just call it a sack. How about, fielder's choice. That's what it is, I bet. Fielder's choice 9. That will leave Hunt on first and Evans at the plate. And now 2 down for Evans, who has sack flied, singled twice, and struck out today. And that is lined into left field for a base hit. It'll move the runner over one slot. Runners now at first and second for Harold, who has been hit by a pitch. He hit a grand salami lined out to short and singled. So he has just had a very busy day. He's got 4 RBIs on the day, this young man, and 2 runs. I mean, he came in before today's action, that is Harold, with 12 RBIs. Is pretty good considering how young we are in the season, right?
Yeah, 12.
And at 400 on base percentage, he was hitting 281. So this guy's been, consistent as our guys meet on the field. It looks like a entire infield meeting here, and it looks like Coach Calhoun's going to make a move. Yes, he is.
Yeah, we're going to put in Hunter Overholt.
You already see who we're bringing in.
Yeah.
Okay. Hunter Overholt, number 6. Tell us a little bit about Hunter then.
Hunter's actually my roommate. We live in the same house. Messy guy, but amazing teammate.
Messy guy, but amazing teammate. How are roommates determined? Is it Coach Calhoun that helps you guys figure out who to live with? Because, I wonder this about all our teams, and they come from a long way away, how roommate situations are determined.
He kind of orchestrates, what's available and, where you can go. And then from there, you it's just random, honestly. You just get put with the guys who pick the same house as you, and you just get to know them.
Hunter is a freshman from Abbeville, South Carolina, right-handed pitcher. Tell us a little bit about what we might be seeing from him. What kind of stuff does Hunter bring to the table?
Got a very firm fastball, run it up to the mid-80s. He's got a nice slider, and his changeup that he's developed with Schreiner has been probably his most effective pitch.
The changeup, you say? Okay,
Yep.
good. He's only had 3 appearances so far. He's looking at looks to me like 2 2/3 innings. So he's seen light action so far. This is something else I would say, and I don't know how you guys feel about this, but when you are losing big like this, one thing that Coach Calhoun can see this as is an opportunity. He's like, all right, let me look at some guys. I'm not necessarily saying we're not coming back, but, we're down enough to where I can afford to maybe get a fresh look at some guys that I've been wanting to see anyway. Do you think that maybe that factors in when a lead is kind of lopsided like this?
Yeah, I think that's a great time to bring a pitcher in who you're not very sure about, but you want to see and kind of evaluate. You give him a chance to kind of work on his stuff, get some innings.
Yeah, I don't see how it could be otherwise. It looks like so now Harold will be standing in. The warm-up pitches are over. And so Overholt, great name for a right-handed pitcher, by the way.
Yeah.
You feel like, some names just scream right-handed power pitcher. The word over as your prefix. Come on. If he goes far enough, people are going to start saying things like, he just got overholted. You know what I mean? And so, these are the kind of things you earn as a nickname as you move forward. Let's see what he can do here. We do have 2 outs, but we have runners on first and second.
I got to say my personal favorite last name. It's got to be Knuckles.
Knuckles is outstanding.
Can't beat that.
You can't beat that. Tell us a little bit about some of the nicknames. You were telling me about that before the game. What are some of the most fun nicknames on this team?
Let's see.
That misses outside.
Probably Garabini. We call him Gabbo. Yo, Gabbo, Gabbo.
You call Garabini Gabbo? I like that one. You were telling me some others, though. Let's keep them going. Gabbo's good. What else you got?
We call Barshaw, John Barshaw, Dark Horse because of his mane.
Dark Horse because of his mane.
Yeah, he's got the
That's
flow
interesting.
going.
Did you know that Dark Horse has another connotation, which is like sort of unexpected candidate?
Yep.
And so that's going to be a pop to second. Well, tell us a little bit more here. We got out of that inning. We're down 17-5, but we will be hitting again shortly to ring in the next half inning here. Tell us some other nicknames that stand out for you. We've got Gabbo. We've got Dark Horse. What else have we got?
We call Isaiah Lutz Lil Lutz just because, he's a little smaller of the guy, so we give him a little stuff there.
Okay.
Let's see, what else? We got Coach Marco. He's actually a player, but he does a lot of pitching, and he's very technical and into the mechanical side of it. So we call him Coach Marco.
I like that. What about you? You got a nickname yet?
Not yet. I haven't earned one. We'll figure one out.
Do guys like earning a nickname? Like, do they sort of, would you say it's an accolade or a badge of honor people wear when people start calling them by a nickname?
Sometimes it's good. Sometimes you can get made fun of a little bit by your nickname.
Okay.
So, it all depends.
Yeah, you probably don't want to share any of those.
Yeah.
But that's, yes, that can happen too sometimes. They're leaving, by the way, Mullen in there. I don't blame them. They have a pretty big lead, and the same thing we were saying about our team, I'm sure is true for the Flodar coaching staff. They want to get a chance to get a look at some guys now that their lead has opened up a little comfortably.
Yep.
Looks like we will be bringing up Barron to the plate as we move into the bottom of the fifth here.
Yeah, Barron's one of those guys, comes from Canada, so this weather, it's definitely something he's not used to.
And Barron has walked and lined to third. How many Canadian players would you say we have overall? That's so interesting, the sort of Canadian pipeline that Coach Calhoun has developed. We've talked about Pennsylvania, Georgia, Minnesota, and now we're talking about Canada. How do you think that pipeline developed?
Honestly, it surprised me a lot with how many we have. Oh.
That is fisted up the middle, and the second baseman will easy grab.
That's tough.
You would say we have how many? I think you already answered that.
I think we have about 5.
5 Canadian players.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, and they all actually, I think all of them but one room together too, so they have a nice Canadian house going on.
A Canadian house.
Yeah,
I like
Canadian
that.
house.
As McLaughlin comes up, McLaughlin has singled and doubled on the day. Takes a swing and misses there. We, of course, have strong international contingents on our soccer team and on our volleyball team. It's, in the past, I think that we've gone to other countries besides Canada, but Canada does seem to be the biggest international pool from which Coach Calhoun draws currently. Would you say that that's the case?
Yeah.
And I think we just moved to a 1-1 count here on McLaughlin. That catches the corner. He's now down 1-2. And Garabedian waits on deck. McLaughlin has scored 2 runs today. Towering fly ball, but it looks like it's going to be caught by the center fielder, and indeed it is. So that'll be the second out, and now Garabedian, who has walked, it looks like, or no, been hit by pitch, and doubled. What do you got on Garabedian?
Yeah,
there?
he had that RBI double.
Yes. So he had the RBI double. That's right, and I have. Let's move that over here. And now he stands in basically 1 for 1, double and hit by pitch. It's kind of like you'd think our guys would have more at-bats considering how long this game has gone on, but it's all been the other team so far, right? And this is kind of how we're absorbing things today so far. Hopefully our luck can change a little bit as we move deeper into the game.
Oh,
that is slammed down the right field line, and it's going to hook foul. A very loud strike 2.
Yeah, Gabo came into this game leading in RBIs, and he's got 3 more on the day.
Yes, and I mean, let's see. I'll bring up some more information on him. Batting .319 before today's action, .443 on base percentage. And as Justice pointed out, the 10 RBIs before today. That's also going to be a base hit that has snaked through. You know what I've noticed about him, too, is it seems like Garabedian, for whatever reason, because I remember from last year, draws a lot of hit by pitches. And I don't understand that necessarily. Would you say he, crowds the plate a little? Or, I mean, is there a skill to getting hit? Because it does seem like I've seen him get hit about as much as anybody as Knuckles stands in.
Yeah, it definitely takes a little bit of skill. He does a good job, leaning into the plate, but not too much to where the umpire will call it a strike if it hits him, and he's not afraid to move.
So the umpire will do that if it feels like the hitter's, trying to.
Yeah.
You have to walk that. You have to maintain that line. Knuckles will take a ball there to even the count. Some people, I've noticed as a lifelong baseball fan, they're hitters in the major leagues. You just, develop a reputation for being good at getting hit.
Yep.
It's like, how does that work? So you're saying some of it is just lean, but not too much. And I don't really know how one does that. Maybe it's not a teachable skill. Maybe it's just one of those things that you either know it or you don't. Here's Knuckles at 1-2 count, and that will end the inning. on the swing and a miss. And so that ends the 5th inning. And the game on the mercy rule, ladies and gentlemen. You know, before I let you guys go, let me say, because we will take a break and will it be a separate stream break? Well, I'll put a new link up for Game 2 in just a little while, but let me just shout out one more time, please, to the MUSC. We would like to thank the MUSC Health Sports Medicine Team for serving as the official sports medicine providers for your USCL Lancers. The same expert care that the Lancers receive is also available to you, so don't let an injury keep you out of the game. You can trust your MUSC Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Team to get you back onto the field. For more information, go to muschealth.org. Sports, MUSC Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. There's a new team in town. You know what, Justice? Your debut chance to call a game. I know that we didn't get the result we wanted in this particular affair, but what do you think about what you saw as we sign off here, and then we'll take a little bit of a break?
I mean, we just saw how offensive of a team they were. We were able to actually have some success when we put up that 5 after letting up runs. And, I mean, besides that big inning, we were in the game. We were tied. So if we can just eliminate that the next game, we'll have a chance.
Yeah, there was the just insane inning. I don't even remember. I guess it was the 4th inning.
Yeah, nine runs.
Where they just hung a bunch of runs on us, and it just felt like, that was the coup de grace. The teams, I think, will repair for some rest. We're going to get something like a 40-minute break. Is that right? We really appreciate you guys tuning in, and we certainly will be sending you a link probably in the neighborhood of 3:15, something like that. We'll be bringing you in to rest our voices, perhaps grab a snack from Coach Mike, and we hope to be seeing you on the YouTube channel again soon. Thank you for joining in. This is Nick Lawrence, and